Hey, it's Stephanie from at Grow a Beautiful Life, and I'm so excited to be sitting down again to do some more videos. Um, a little bit about me before I jump into what I'm doing is I've got kids and a husband, and for once, he's at school, and my older daughter's at school, and my younger daughter's upstairs sleeping. So I have some quiet time, and I'm gonna be starting off by watering my plant. To start, I checked all my plants that needed water with my moisture meter. And for the record, any products that I talk about in any of my videos, and I'll start like writing it down. I don't endorse things, people not being paid to do anything. I'm just a normal person who uses things that I have found to be useful. And so I use this guy, moisture meter, pH meter, light meter. So I switch it to the moist reading here, and I just go around my house on maybe once a week and figure out, based off of weight of the pot and trusting my meter a little bit to tell me what needs to be watered. Now, there's some things like ferns that are very visibly obvious, and usually I keep a better eye on my ferns. And I kind of forgot about my heart fern. Oops, we all do it. And it got a little too dry. These need to be more consistently wet, so I need to... My other ferns are in my kitchen window, so I have a better eye on them, but I lost track of this. So its leaves are curling in, and it's starting to shrivel and get a little crispy. So I jumped ahead and started this, and it is in a bottom watering set. So I just use trays with no holes. And I water, I'm gonna do this, but I water through and I let it sit and soak up the water for a while. So another plant that I have, which has kind of high demand watering needs, is this lilac, oh, I'm gonna butcher the name, Transcandia. Lilac Transcandia. It's super light. I'm gonna take my moisture, I'm gonna set it in the bath for now, but I'm taking my moisture meter, and I'm gonna find a nice empty spot here in the soil and just go through, and it's at like a 3. So I take it out. It's important practice to wipe them off each time you use it, although I don't always do that, but I'm going to do it today. I'm stabbing in another area, and that's about a 2. And I'm going to do one more stab on the other side here. And that's a 2. So it definitely needs to be watered. So I do use fertilizer, like stuff that I use all the time. Hello, I'm in the woods. Okay, sorry. And the stuff that I use, again, I'm just a customer of theirs, but I use Newt, Grow with Newt. It's something that I use every single time that I water, and it's a monthly subscription, and you get this with a couple of these refillers, and they also send you a collapsible watering bag that's a half gallon. So if I'm doing a lot of watering, I just do a gallon, and there's 6 little droplets per half gallon. So this is a droplet. All right, so there's 6 per half gallon. So I don't go through it quickly, but probably. So to get started on a little bit bigger plants, with 4-inch plants and 2-inch plants, I don't do this, but to speed up the process of getting them watered and having them wick up the water, I just pour it straight on top. So I can watch it drain out the bottom of the plant and into this reservoir here. So now we're dripping. This doesn't always guarantee that your plant is watered thoroughly, especially if it's really dry, the water's just gonna right through it. So if you give the plant some time to soak the water back up, that increases, the having a thorough water. We're not going to miss any spots here. I like to try to make my watering last as long as possible by fully saturating them. So I also see that we're getting some yellow leaves here. So while it's soaking, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up. I'm gonna wipe off these pruners, and I'm just gonna take off some of this yellow stuff here. I've got some okay. So during watering is a great time to check all your plants' health. Look at their leaves, you know, check under the leaves. You want to check for bugs. You want to check for anything that doesn't look like it should be on there. This is the best time to do it. They're sneaky. Bugs are sneaky. Root rot is sneaky. So you always want to be checking, and no better way to check than every time you water. Oh, looks like I lost a leaf or a stem, which is fine because these propagate super, super easily. So I'm just going to put that to the side. Okay, time to move on to the next plant that really needs water is, okay, my variegated Hoya carnosa, very light, very dry, same thing. We're just squishing them all together in this tray, taking my jug, watering it through. This one went a lot longer without water. These waxy leaves don't really tell me when they need to be watered, but I could start to see some of the foliage underneath suffering, so I cut off some bad stuff. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you were so thirsty. Another one I can fit in here is my rubber tree, my Tinky rubber tree. It's Elastica ficus ruby. It's so pretty. The leaves are gorgeous, and she's thirsty. So I'm gonna squeeze her in here. I'm starting to lose my view on my camera. And just water it all the way through. Hopefully this watering lasts a week or more. I really don't like to water more frequently than that. So that's nice and full. And what else do I have here? Well, let's do this one. This one's kind of small. This is my first Pink Princess philodendron. There's the top. She's so pretty, and I've had this one for about a year, and it's still only in a 4-inch pot. These grow really slowly, and I have it on a moss pole in the hopes that some of these nodes will attach to it. So far it hasn't, but doesn't hurt to try. So again, she's dry, putting her in here, and just gonna soak her through. Okay. Trying not to drip on my table. Okay. That one's.
I have so many on my table. Scoot you over. What else? Okay, I've got Calathea back here that needs some water. Okay.
This is my Calathea medallion. High watering needs. These Calatheas really I kind of try to tell people that they like to be treated like ferns. They don't really like to be too dry for too long. So as soon as the pot starts to get light and that moisture meter says about a 3, I go ahead and water it. All right, that tray's about full. So I'm just gonna be pushing this off to the side. So moving on to the next set of watering. I have more trays. I'm gonna get out another tray. Okay. Watering in decorative pots. It's a little different and a little the same. It's a little harder to take out of the pot, obviously, because it's in a decorative pot, which is fine. Very few of my plants are actually planted into a decorative pot, but this was cute, and these don't need to be repotted very often. So I'm doing the same thing. Going through. This is my money tree. I like it. I like the braided trunk. I like the full canopy. It's very pretty. It's very easy and super not picky about being left unwatered, which is nice. It's hard to find forgiving plants. This one is my marble pothos. Everybody loves a pothos. And again, I have her planted in a square decorative pot. So I'll be watching for the water coming out the drainage hole, but I do still let them sit in the container of water. And on to my second gallon of water. Nobody's perfect at watering. Things get forgotten about. It's just important that when you do get to the plants that you're very thorough. Okay. I mean, I have too many. No, I don't. I have a lot, so sure, I forget about some stuff. But that's okay. Plants are more resilient than we give them credit for. Okay. Another one that I've got, which is fun to water, is my rabbit foot fern. Look at those. Roar. This just pushed out a whole bunch of new growth, and like any fern, they love their water. So I just put the ball right into the water. I water down in the middle of the plant and let it soak and soak. Hello. Okay, this one can take up a lot of water. Okay. I don't have to be as neat about it because it's in a, I forget what these balls are called. If I find out, I'll put it in the feed and some text. So, drink up, Buttercup. Okay, so that's doing well. What else do I have over here? Oh yeah. Oh gosh. I love this plant so much, and it's so unfortunate because so many people struggle with keeping alocasia polys alive and thriving, and it's too bad. They have a really picky environmental needs. They like high indirect light. Hi. That looks funny. Humidity is super important. Not spraying the leaves, but like a humid atmosphere and warm conditions. So I just feel really lucky that I have a bathroom upstairs that provides all of those things. I'm just limited on space. So yeah, this one is growing beautifully. It did have a lot of baby leaves down here, but I did lose them over the winter. It's normal. I wasn't worried because I've got these 4 ginormous leaves. And I just, maybe a couple weeks ago, put it in this 6-inch pot from a 4-inch pot, and I haven't watered it since. It hasn't told me it needs any water, but it is very dry. So it is time to give this a flush. So I'm just going to be scooch over, rabbit. Okay, there's room in here. It's tight. Scoot that bit. Okay. Come on. We all gotta be friends in here. Alrighty. I'm soaking this again. Their watering demands aren't very high, as long as they have all their needs met. Gosh, they really need that humidity and that warmth. Every time that I've gone to somebody's house or checked on somebody's alocasia, it's all the same. It's so disappointing that they have to be such drama queens. The leaves just turn yellow to a black and they get mushy like you overwatered it, and this is a very fleshy material, so it gets gunky really quickly, and once it does, it's like you lost the plant, and I'm so glad this hasn't happened. I won this actually over a year ago, and I never had one before, and she's been good to me and I've been good to it, but it's too bad that they're picky. So I give people fair warnings when they're looking at them to buy. I just let them know, hey, they've got really specific environmental needs, and if they're not met, the plant will suffer. But we friends. Me and Miss Polly are friends. Yes, we are. Alrighty. Scoot over, Trey. And I'll do a few more because I want to show you my big princess. Okay, big pink princess philodendron in all her glory. Love this plant. By the way, I mentioned this before, and when I'm trying to get this channel going, and I appreciate the help, is if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to take the rest of this stem, right? This one here, the rest of this stem, and I'm going to cut it up and do some propagations, which I have successfully done princess propagations, and if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will do it, and I might even post them for sale and not gouge everybody, maybe a little, but I feel really lucky that I've acquired my pink princess philodendrons. I mean, I worked at a nursery, so I kind of had first dibs sometimes. So I got these for a great deal. So I don't feel like I need to gouge. I like to share. So if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I want to be live. I want to do this and everybody, watch and cut this thing up. And it's insane how much people sell these cuttings for. And I don't want to be one of those people. But people love the princess, and I think that'd be really fun to chop it up. I think I could get about 5 cuttings off of this. That'd be awesome. Anyways, she thirsty, so I'm gonna water it just like everything else. The soil is super well draining. I do a mix of orchid bark in here, organic potting mix, some extra perlite, just a really, really well draining organic mix, just rich in nutrients, and that keeps her pretty happy. We do have some new leaves. I might have to pick up my phone to show you. That's the newest leaf. Great coloration. Came off of this leaf, and now we have one more. I love that. There we go. That's nice. Yeah, this is probably my favorite stem. Look at that. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna check on my first set of watering over here and see how those guys are doing. So, and I have a dry pan here. I'm getting so crowded, help me! Anyways, this is nice and good, so dry pot. Transcandy is good. Doesn't take very long, but they do enjoy a soak. Just a little drip drip and put them somewhere to dry before I put them away. Drip, drip, drip. Okay, so now I've moved plants out of all this water. So I'm gonna reuse this bath here. And I've got some water left in here. Okay, remember my Hoya video? Oh yeah, well it's time to be watered. Oh goodness, it's huge. No big growth changes on it yet. But these are my prides and joys. My princess and my beautiful Carnosa. Ooh, I just noticed this. Look under the leaf. Isn't that pretty? This like stripe. Okay. Focus. Okay. I'm gonna pour this water in here. Whee! Okay. Again, this stuff, the other stuff that I watered, I'm done. So, putting it in a dry tray. I forgot about this Plumosa fern. It's so pretty. Same thing. I had a lot of plants to water, I guess, today, but that's okay. I know this is out of scene. Can't forget my Orbifolia. I love this one. It's finally got a new leaf. I wonder if I can get this on the video. It finally has a new little leaf. This thing takes forever to grow. It's taking way longer than all my other Calatheas, which is fine, I guess. I still enjoy him. It's a him. Okay. And pour. All right. Well, bottom watering. That's pretty much how I do it. I let stuff dry out, then I put them back. Excuse me. Bottom watering, smaller containers. I see another leaf coming out of here. Sorry, I'm distracted. Okay. Bottom watering in smaller containers like 2 inches and 4 inches is a lot faster. I don't need to water any of those today, so I just kind of wanted to show you more of the bigger plants, like 6 inches and up. And the bigger they are, the less you need to water them, because there's a lot of medium in there, and the more moisture in the medium and less roots is running the chance of root rot. So the bigger you go up, the less normally you need to water, unless you have like a giant peace lily or something that has crazy roots, and those need to be watered more often. So just keep an eye on your plants and their curling leaves, or drooping leaves doesn't always mean that they need watered. Sometimes that can be an indication of too much water. Don't you just wish they had mouths? Said, I've had enough, or I need water. Then make it easy, but then it wouldn't be fun for us plant people. So thank you for watching my watering video, and as always, like, subscribe, and share with your friends.